Hello students, today we will look into chapter 5, that is corporate events. First we will look what is corporate event. Corporate events is a private event held by corporations or a business for their staff, clients or the stakeholders. See, corporate events are the events or a parties held by a corporate or a business for the people who are directly related or indirectly related to their company. This is basically held to keep their employees happy or stakeholders of the company happy. This is something called a get together party. It might be a professional event or it might be a family event, but corporate events are something which are held to keep the stakeholders or the staff in corporates happy. It is commonly corporate event is also known as a corporate hospitality. Hospitality is a kind of a treat or a kind of a service given to your employees to keep them happy is called a corporate hospitality. So corporate event is all about an event organized to keep your staff, that is your employees or clients or stakeholders happy. A corporate event is also termed as a corporate hospitality. Here, the company that provide corporate entertainment, we have each company to provide different type of entertainment. Say for example, it's a political event, we have a different event management company. If it is an entertainment event, we have a different management company. Likewise, the company that provide corporate entertainment are called corporate event planners. These event management companies are called corporate event planners, or they are also called as corporate booking agencies. So this is all about corporate event. Corporate events are the events organized by a company or by a business planners or a corporate booking agencies to keep the staff or employees or clients or the stakeholders of the company happy. Some of the corporate events to list out goes like this: conference held in a corporate sectors, meetings, trade shows or exhibitions, team building activities, that is a day out for employees, and there in a day outing they'll carry on a team building activities, or seminars. Seminars is a kind of sessions for the employees in the company. These are the different corporate events. And next, followed to the corporate events, we have a job responsibility of corporate event organizer. As I said the company which organizes the events for the corporates are called as corporate planners, and these people have some of the job responsibility, and the job responsibility flows like this. First one is market research. See, the very first responsibility of research organizers or event organizers is to conduct a market research, and this research is to identify the opportunities for their events. And also here the market research helps event organizers to make requirement analysis of the clients. Analysis of the clients here is the customers. So the market research also helps the company in knowing the size of the market and the existing competition for the events they are conducting. And the next responsibility is analyzing the event requirement. In the previous step, that is market research, based on the research, the organizers will come to know their potential clients. And again, based on the brainstorming exercise with the various team members, company will decide upon their potential capabilities to handle a given event. And this is all about analyzing event requirements. Analyzing event requirements is company checking out itself together with the team members what are their calibers and how what is the scale of the event they could give out successfully. Analyzing is checking their caliber or the requirements the clients is expecting and whether they are capable of that or not. And next is producing detailed proposal for events. Followed to analyzing event requirement, we have producing detailed proposal for events. See, while discussing with the client, the company should be very clear in terms of timelines and venue is a place where an event goes on, and about the suppliers, and next comes legal obligations, staffing and budgets. So proposal with detailed breakup of activities helps in resolving the confusion in the minds of the clients, and also helps client to add or modify certain items based on their essentials, based on their feel of essentials. And here under each activity the company should mention what the company is doing, and this is all about producing a detailed proposal of events. And next very important thing is budget preparation. See, preparing a budget is a major issue in an event management companies. Each event is a project for the companies. So each event varies in its magnitude or the requirements or the calibers. So each event varies from one to another. So hence it is very important of a budgeting exercise where it has to be done with a lot of cautions, with very much being careful. While preparing budgets, the realistic estimations like regarding the entry of number of participants, the possible expenses for the proposed event should be clearly done. And sometimes being over enthusiastic may kill the very purpose of the event delivery. So while preparing budget for an event, some of the while preparing a budget for an event, some of the items has to be taken care, like transportation charges, it might be catering charges, a rental cost of the location, then decoration expenses, entertainment and equipment fees, then like printing and promotional charges, cost of gifts and presents, and cost of various activities conducted for the participants, then estimate of miscellaneous expenses, and the contingency expenses too. So these are the items to be taken care by an event organizer while preparing a budget. And next comes securing and booking the venue. Here securing or booking a venue should be a suitable. So selection of a suitable venue or a place is a quite challenging task. Venue selected should have a desirable amenities, that is the required facilities, and some of the steps followed while selecting or designing a venue are: first you will have to analyze the event need, which venue is needed for an event. Then you will have to investigate the possible venues, that is alternatives. Then make site visit to possible venues. Then comes agree on price and terms, and next follow to this you will have to book and confirm, and last step is you make a further site visit or you will carry on a event. And next comes safety and health obligations. Safety and health issues are equally important as the main event. Here the organizer should take care of health, security and safety of the participants. In this direction, see, the committee should take all the necessary steps to ensure ensure insurance, legal, health and safety obligations, whether all these are sufficiently met. So hence necessary arrangements has to be made with respect to the firefighting, ambulance, first aid facilities and a ready doctor in the event. So it is a responsibility of organizing team to obtain necessary non-obligation certificates from the concerned authorities. This is all about safety and health obligation. And next comes promotion of the event. See, unless the event is properly promoted, company may not get desired number of participants, and hence the organizers what they should see is they should seek the help of employees of the organization to join hands in promoting the event in the market. So they may take help of various media types to promote the event. The organizers may also effectively use internet technology, like especially social media, to promote the event in a very, very grand way. And next comes feedback. feedback might not seem important, but act as a very important tool in improvising your efficiency in upcoming events. Here in feedback, event organizers should devise a mechanism, like they can design their own system to obtain constructive feedback from the participants, wherein they will get to know their loopholes or the standards to be improved, so that they can implement in the upcoming events. And the feedback is usually captured through a structured questionnaire. Structured questionnaire here is not a mandatory, but an event organizer can design any system they are okay with. And the last one is preparation of reports. See, event organizers should prepare a report about entire proceedings of a event, and these reports act as a future reference, and report prepared has to be sent to media for publication. And here, before the commencement of the event organizers should nominate an employee who is good at communication and observations to capture the entire event episodes. See, at the time of preparing the report, the person who is in charge has to highlight the positive opinion of the speakers and audience and the guest who attends the event. Here, the positive words highlighted to be about the event and the company, where it helps the company to go on a long way in a public relation and the customer loyalty. So, such reports in the media, that is, positive reports in the media, will boost the morale of the employees who is working in an event organization to contribute more in the upcoming events to bring it out successfully. So these are the job responsibilities of a corporate event organizer. Next, we have some of the arrangements to be taken care by the event organizers. Again, event organizer has to ensure about a proper keynote speakers, that is well efficient eminent keynote speakers has to be invited, where the success of event all depends on speakers, and he has to take care of decoration of a stage, logistics, then he has to take care of a security, parking arrangements at the event, green rooms if it is an entertainment event, then a product demonstration if it is any trade expos, and he has to take care of catering, that is dining, food facility, and also some event might badly require internet facilities, that is Wi-Fi facility has to be given to a participants or audience in the event. And next comes the budgeting part, or a budgeting role on an event organizer. As we have discussed in the job responsibility, budgeting of an event plays a very important role, where an event organizer should keenly calculate. A rupee spent, he has to keep always in mind that a rupee spent is a rupee lost. So, not being over enthusiastic, he has to keenly plan which is apt and what is really necessary for the event. And the budgeting happens on the following aspects, that is travel and accommodation. It is a customary to, for any event organization company to bear travel and accommodation expenses of a resource person you are inviting for an event. So, the arrangements are made based on the status of a resource person. It based on their fame in the society or a market. And next is trophies and awards. Here, the budget should also include the cost of trophies or awards for the participants. The budget committee should calculate costs based on the number of competitions and the number of prizes decided for each competition. And this also should include the presents and gifts to all the participants, guests and speakers. And next is postage and telephone. See, events usually require considerable communications with the participants and the event management team. Therefore, a budget preparation team cannot forget to include this major expenditure item related to communication in the budget. And next comes stationery. Stationery provided here for the participants and the photocopies of the event material will involve considerable amount of money, and hence the team, that is a budget team, should also include a stationery. And next, medical fee. There may be, see, if in any event there may be a medical emergencies during the event. At least a person with first aid training needs to be hired for the event. You see, if the event is of bigger magnitude, organizing committee may appoint full-time doctors. So, appointment of such doctors or to implement a first aid facilities requires some amount of money, and this also should find a place in the final budget preparation. And next is venue hire. Venue hire is a place, the hire you are giving for a place or a remuneration for a place. Major part of the collection is spent on the venue while checking out or while analyzing or while assessing the venue. The facilities required for the venue should be specified, and hence budget has to be allocated. And next is printing. See, as I said, your promotion plays a very important role and also equally consumes a lot of money to print posters, flyers, banners, invitations, brochures, and so on. So, to the extent possible, a company should use electronic media to promote the event. And if this is done effectively, considerable amount can be saved on printing expenses too. That is, for promoting any event, the company has to opt for a online promotion. And next is equipment hire. Venue selected for the event might not be or might not have all the desired equipments for an event, and hence the event organizers are required to hire necessary equipment, like it might be a power backups, it might be music systems, it might be additional air conditioning equipments, coolers, and power backups, water facilities, and so on. So higher charges for the various equipment should find its place in a budget preparation with a budget committee. And next, last one is catering expenses. Catering here is related to food, as we all know, and the major portion of the event revenue collection will go into venue hire and catering. So the company should prepare food menu for the event and also include the dishes which are really necessary and based on the taste or the culture of participants. So here event organizer or a budget preparation committee should have a knowledge on a culture or a food habits of the participants participating in your event. The organizer should also decide the quality and the quantity and number of times the food items are given to the participants. So all these aspects has to be taken while working on a budget of any event. And next comes creating a blueprint. As we have discussed in the previous chapters about the blueprint, it's again a duty or a responsibility of an event organizer to create a blueprint for each individual event. As we have discussed that the event varies from its nature, each event are different from the another. So a blueprint for each event has to be prepared, and this is a job responsibility of an event organizer. Creating, see what blueprint is, as you all know that it's a visual display. Blueprint here is, it's a plan, and this plan displays the complete process of an event. This plan tells the A to Z activities of the event. From the initial start till the completion of the event, the print or a plan explains everything in detail, and this complete plan is called a blueprint. And this blueprint displays events in a sequential manner. Sequential manner is what comes after what, and indicating the venue designated for the event. Like, say for example, the blueprint tells about a security, the blueprint security, what is the type of security, what is the parking, what is the measurement of a parking area you have allotted, what is the number of securities you have allotted, what is the catering list, that is what are the dishes you are serving, how many times you are serving, which type of food you are serving, everything, all the activities related to the event, blueprint talks on. And the blueprint will explain the starting, as I have said, the blueprint will explain the starting and the end point of an event. As I said you, any common man, if he takes a look at a blueprint, he has to get to know that what is event all about and how event goes on. And this easy should be a blueprint. It has to be easy even when a common man sees it. He has to easily understand what is event all about and how a event goes on. And this is a blueprint, and creating such blueprint is also a job responsibility of a event organizer. And next comes the last topic in the last chapter, that is reporting of an corporate event. See, as I have said you, after completing every event, the event organizers are expected to prepare a detailed report. Here, event organizers can also prepare an event, or as we have discussed earlier, an employee who is very much good at communication and is very much good at observing, or is very much good at highlighting a positive notes in an event, has to be appointed in an event organizing company. So, he is expected to prepare a detailed report of the entire proceedings of the event. So, here much of the importance should be given to the number and the nature of participants, and also, that is, while preparing a report, the importance has to be given to the number and the nature of the participants, and the position held by the speakers, that is, how much fame they have in the society or the market and with their credentials, and various activities conducted in the event, then opinions of the speakers, opinion of the guest, opinion of VIPs, feedback of the audience, everything the report should contain. Here, the report should also mention the major discussions and resolutions in the meeting, that is a event. Here, the report will act as a guiding material for the future events. So, the report prepared should also be supplied to the different media for publication, where it increases the goodwill or enhances the fame of your event management company in the market. And this will go a long way in building public relation and customer loyalty. As I said you, an employee has to be appointed, or an event organizer might himself prepare a report on each event that has been conducted. And for preparing this report, a standard format is followed mostly by event management company, and the format goes like this. First comes a title section. If the report is short, the front cover can include any information that event organizer feels necessary, like including the authors and the dates. So, in a longer report, you may want to include a table of contents and a definition of terms. So, the title section depends on whether it is a short event or a long event. And next comes summary. See, for any report, there needs to be a summary, like major points, conclusions and the recommendations. And here the summary needs to be short, and it is where it is a general overview of a report. See why? Because some people will read the summary and only skim the report. So a person who is preparing a report should make sure that he include only a relevant information, and it would be best to write this last, so you will include everything and even the points that might be added at the last minute. And next comes introduction. See, the first page of the report needs to have an introduction where you will explain the problem and explains the problem, where adding on to this you will explain the reader why the report is being made, and you are supposed to give a definition of terms that if you did not include these in a title sections or in a summary, and explain how the details of the reports are arranged. And next comes body of the report. Body of the report is the main section of the report. That previous sections like introduction, summary and title section needed to be written in plain English, but here this section, that is a body, can include jargons you might feel comfortable with. And next it needs to be several sections with each having a subtitle. Each sections should have a subtitle, and information is usually arranged in order of importance, with the most important information coming first. And next comes conclusion. And conclusion is where everything comes together. So you will have to keep this section free of jargons, as most people will read the summary and conclusions only. And next is recommendation. Recommendations needs to be done in plain English, where you will explain your recommendations, putting them in order of priority. And next comes appendices. Appendices is a section where it includes information that the experts in the field will read, and it has all the technical details that support your conclusion. Thank you.